where shadows play. Legends come alive at the break of day. Footsteps echo loud, but no one's there. Bigfoot's lurking in the midnight air. Dark house beneath the moonlit gloom. I shine like fire in a room of doom. Poltergeist dancing, moving through the halls. Ancient secrets breaking through the walls. O.C.S.T is more than a name. Bigfoot and stuff, it's a whole new game. Chasing the truth in a silent night. Empowered by the mystery, fueled by the fright. Cryptids in your mind, let your wonder grow. The hidden world is ours to know. From the forest deep to the attic's dust. O.C.S.T, we're learning to trust. Tracks in the snow where the brave won't tread. Hidden voices calling from the things we've read. The unknown things with a haunting sound, empowering us as the tales go around. O.C.S.T is more than a name. Bigfoot and stuff, it's a whole new game. Chasing the truth in a silent night. Empowered by the mystery, fueled by the fight. O.C.S.T, it's more than a name. Bigfoot and stuff, it's a whole new game. Chasing the truth in the silent night. Empowered by the mystery, fueled by the fight. Fueled by the fight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to O.C.S.T.
Bigfoot stuff.
I'm your host, Harold, and this is Christy, and
I'm Grandma Yeti.
and then we got
Merle.
Hope everyone's doing all right.
How are y'all?
It's middle of the week. Hump day.
And we're all going crazy.
All right, let's do some roll call here.
What's roll call?
Blazer is first in the chat. Hey, Blazer. Good to see you. And Sonia, good to see you. Belinda, great to see you, Belinda.
Hi, Belinda.
Kat, good to see you, Kat.
Hi, Kat. Where is a CMG design person?
And Scared Silly says, hey, y'all, can't chat, but I do want to say hi to the person in pink swaying hair. Love y'all.
Not me. Hello. Scared.
Sharon Guy, great to see you.
Hi, Sharon.
Y'all make sure you thank Sharon Guy for her moderating. Also does an awesome job.
Hi, Tim.
Tim, great to see you. Jim's camera at dawn. Hey, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Great to see you, Jim. Just got done watching his live a little while ago. Let's see.
Whoop, whoop, go, Cat. I'm proud of you.
Lisa, great to see you.
Hello, Lisa.
Pink
Hey,
Pixie.
Pink. Woohoo.
Good to see you, Pink. Let's see.
Merle, what? Wait, go back.
Wait.
Merle is what? Merle, where'd it go?
That was my dad's name.
Oh,
Lisa says.
that's awesome.
Cool. Face the Ace. Great to see you.
Hi, Face. What medication are you on?
I promise you, we didn't take nothing but our regular prescribed meds.
Blood pressure meds.
Connor, great to see you.
Hey, Baba.
The voice of Merle the Bigfoot.
Yep.
Let's see. Anybody else? I guess that covers everybody so far.
So far.
Yeah. Great to see everybody.
Hey,
And
Emmy.
tonight's episode, I got a question earlier in the day from one of our subscribers. They wanted to know about the ghillie. Now, you know, I wasn't sure if they were asking about the ghillie suit or the ghillie do. But they're kind of one and the same, because the ghillie do is derived, and the ghillie suit.
Is a ghillie do kind of like a what it do?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
asking.
you're going to figure out what it do here in a minute. And no, that wasn't me saying I was going to do something to. I just going to tell y'all
What a ghillie do.
Yeah.
Do.
Now,
Sorry.
when it
Merle!
Oh.
No! You're
Looks
not
like-
supposed to fall over, bruh.
Merle got tipsy.
Stay!
Oh yeah, and Merle's a Sooners fan, y'all. Boomer.
Merle is making me mad. Stay.
Yeah, it's probably the bright light kind of made him dizzy.
Bright light makes me kind of dizzy.
But okay, now the ghillie suit derives from Scotland. If you can't believe that, it's true. It's taken from the Scottish word guile,
Hi, flower.
and what it means is young man or older man who was hired by someone to go out into nature and kind of be their guide. So that's what the definition of ghillie suit derives from. And then you have the ghillie do, which is a cryptid in Scotland and in the British Isles. But it looks similar to a Sasquatch here in America.
So it's related to me.
Yeah. Well, they're all related to you because you're a Yeti, and
I'm a Yeti. I'm a grandma.
you're like
Yeti.
up here on the totem pole for Sasquatch.
You as Scottish have given you all much steam engines, golf, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Arcane.
Yeah, the Scots have contributed a lot to the world, and they continue to do so, and they'll continue doing more in the future.
Hey, I mean, yes, he is. Actually, he's super talented, in more ways than one. He loves voices and doing impressions, but he can also draw better than me, actually. So He's amazing. Stay there, Merle.
Jess
Merle's freaking
says,
out.
Jess says, I'll be back. I forgot to go before I go.
Don't forget to do.
We got a flower child.
You cannot say things like that.
Yeah. Where they got the word ghillie suit. I knew a little bit about it, but I will go in depth here in a little bit about the ghillie
wear
do.
ghillie suits. That's why you cannot see them.
But if you want to see why people mistake people in ghillie suits sometimes out in the wilderness for Sasquatch, we have pictures. This is the green ghillie suit worn by a man. You can tell there's a lot of, if you're seeing that from a distance out in the woods, you could probably mistake it for something else. But the problem is seeing it, because that can keep you very well hidden.
Moss man. Sorry.
Yeah. And then here's a more, I'd say, more squatchy like. You could definitely mistake that for a Sasquatch or a dog man.
That don't look nothing like me.
Well, from a distance it would. From a distance it would.
Maybe I need to borrow CRJ Designs glasses.
And you got to remember, you wouldn't be as light colored as you are out in the woods. You'd get a little dirty.
I get to roll in the dirt, in the mud,
leaves, mud.
But Merle back there has to make him all handsome and stuff, and making him all, getting all the cockaburs out of his hair.
Yeah, that's why he carries a comb.
What is Jim saying? Not even looking at the chat. Oh my goodness.
Flower child, hi.
Yeah, flower child. She my friend.
Let's see.
Merle be chilling. Yeah, Merle trying to go ape back there. I mean, not ape, but that way, but ape crazy. He's trying to leave.
Yeah, those of y'all that don't know what we're referencing to, like we have Merle and Grandma Yeti. If you haven't seen it, go look on this YouTube channel, O.C.S.T, Oklahoma Cryptid Search Team, and look at the last two videos that we uploaded, titled Merle, the Bigfoot. You can also go on.
Just not right now. Do it after the show.
You can go on TikTok. Look up OK Cryptid Search Team on TikTok. You'll find.
They are funny with Connor's talking. Just wait until he comes home.
Yep. Now,
you guys know we have a Merle Fest every year, every spring. Like Merle, like in Haggard, or Merle, like in Bigfoot. Jim?
I guess we're gonna have to bring Merle with us.
Oh Lord. Beautiful Yeti. Oh.
Yeah, this was my mom's.
Hi, Ron.
So kind of inspiration for other characters in the new story that I'm doing on the YouTube. I might start releasing it to Facebook also.
Merle and Doc Watson. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just have to suit up as Merle the Bigfoot, wearing a hat and chaps, I guess.
Well, I need a flowery thing, a flowery apron thing.
Yeah, in the story, she wears a flower apron and gold rimmed round glasses. So, which I will be doing a video with her in it more. This last video, she made a little cameo. Um, but I'm going to be releasing the different characters uh, in the storyline slowly. Um, so, y'all stay tuned for more adventures of Merle the Bigfoot.
Y'all, he went crazy today saying all the things in his brain. He had an ADHD brain today. It went off and all kinds of squirrels, but it's gonna be funny. 27 likes.
Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
my brain's a little creative, but sometimes it doesn't show till it comes out on paper.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yep. Okay, so
Back to the gillies.
back to the Gilly Doo.
Of the gilly do.
I'm gonna be reading
What
off
it-
my phone here.
What it do? Gilly do.
Just let y'all know the description, since I had to look it up pretty quick. Okay, so we have Gilly Doo or Gilly Dub is a nymph, a protector, or guardian of the forest. He is kind to children and sometimes will even comfort and direct lost humans to safety. However, he can be aggressive to anyone who enters its territory. Said to be dark-haired, he is described as cloaked in leaves and moss, similar to a green man in England and Wales. He prefers the birch tree to all other trees and is most active at night in lore. This solitary spirit is said to reside primarily near Gairloch and Loch, forgive my pronunciations, Loch a Druing. He won't eat meat, so his diet consists of berries and nuts. Well, he can get along with Merle. Are you interested?
I'm trying to read what you're reading. I can't see it from way over here.
Okay. Other stories indicate that Gilly Doo
What it do?
could actually be an aggressive being that especially dislikes humans. If you were to walk in the forest at night, the Gilly Doo would wrap long arms around you, squeeze you, and imprison you forever. Others say it simply crushes you into compost to help the forest grow. Yet another version of Gilly Doo says that they could actually be tooth fairies, that way they could take care of children and still not be noticed. It is also a term used in song, including code songs in which it was used to symbolize the Stuart heir, probably deriving from the time when the future Charles II, son of executed Charles I, was in exile following the English Civil War. Charles was dark-hued with black hair and so was given the code name Gilly Doo. The term was later extended to mean his younger brother, James IV and II, after he was exiled following the rebellion that put his daughter Mary and her husband William of Orange on the throne. Gilly Doo translates from Scottish Gaelic as dark-haired lad. In proper culture, Gilly Doo is the name giver for the ghillie suit. The ghillie suit is worn by snipers as camouflage during military operations. So,
That's cool.
And also hunters, like some hunters will wear ghillie suits so they can get close to their target, so they have less chance of missing.
So you can kind of say that we wear a ghillie suit when we cloak, when we disappear.
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
Hey, Amber, good to see you.
Hi, Amber. She's talking about us. Amber's talking about us.
Yeah,
So
good.
we're the new co-hosts. We need Connor so he could do the voice of Merle, but he's working. And Cammy's working.
Okay. Let me get rid of these pictures now. So, let's see.
It's raining.
Or is it raining?
Pissing in with the rain here. Pissing.
Sorry, everyone. I keep freezing up.
No.
Sharon, it's all
It's
right.
always Sharon. It's okay.
We know you're here.
Where Belinda lives. New Zealand, right? Well, I hope I said that right.
Yeah. Let's see.
Do you need the rain? We don't need no more rain here.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
Drop that link.
drop the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up and join us.
Come say hi.
If you have any more information about the ghillie suit or the ghillie do, be more than
I bet Jessica wore a ghillie suit.
So there's the link. Remember, if you
don't
want to show your face when you come up here, all you have to do
lives in Middle Earth. Hey, where'd we go? Sorry. Hey, CRC.
All you have to do is stop the camera.
CRC. Will you turn the camera back on? I'm saying hi, somebody. Hi, CRC.
Just a reminder. If you come up here and join us,
The link.
remember not to hit the mute button.
Come on, Jim.
Unless we send you back down.
Come on, Jim. Did the link work?
You can play Legend of Zelda with Link. Yeah. Hey, I was good at that game in the Super Nintendo days. Yeah.
How old are you?
Not as old as you.
Sonny.
Howdy, country road cryptids. How you doing? What'd it do?
What it do? What it do? Got
your fire on too? Cool.
We got our air conditioner on.
Gotta keep warm.
Have to cook our way late dinner will be.
Okay, Flower Child. We'll be here till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or at least
that's
I will.
My bedtime.
I will. This one will and that one will, but that one's got to go pick up the kids.
CRJ's just a youngster. yeah, I might be a youngster, but Grandma Yeti ain't.
Grandma Yeti's probably about 90.
I can't do an old person's voice, so
it's all right.
Anyway,
I got somebody that's gonna do the voiceovers, and then your character will come in later.
I am a character.
Yeah, we're all characters. We make good characters for storytelling. me post that link again.
All you have to do is paste it. You've already copied it once.
Yeah, I like to make sure.
Enter it. Where's Mike? Fashionably late, always.
I'm sure he's working on something.
Cornbread.
He's probably eating dinner.
Cornbread. Hey, are you out there? Pin it. Pin what?
Pin what, Jim?
He just posted a vid. Of course he
Oh.
did.
Yeah. Mike fell asleep about an hour ago. Good. He needs some sleep.
Good. I didn't want him on here anyway. Just kidding.
Why not?
Because he picks on CRJ design.
Well, good. That means he's not picking on me. So, anybody got any interesting story they want to come up and tell? It doesn't have to be cryptid related. It just has to be clean. To a point. I mean, if it's got some blood and gore mentioned in it, then that's fine. Because, you know, this is a cryptid channel and we talk about creatures that
I
like
just
to
woke up
eat meat.
about an hour ago. Been a long day. Do y'all's Bigfoot do whistling outside?
Not very much. I've heard a few whistles, but I won't whistle back. That's something I won't do because I don't want these other things coming up and around. They like to whistle.
I like to whistle.
Something that we can't mention the actual name of. We call them
Wink.
its. But every time I do go outside and do a investigation or a filming taping, I wear my protection bag that Elder Medicine Bear Claw sent to me to make sure that it wards off anything evil.
Belinda said you're smart.
I appear to be sometimes. Nah. I've had a lot of stuff happen in my lifetime, probably more than a lot of people experience. But probably could write a book. Probably will sometime.
Kind of are, ain't you?
Yeah.
I know I love whistling, but I'm afraid to know now.
I was told, my Elder Medicine Bear Claw once told us, and she tells everybody, if you're gonna whistle out in the woods, do the two-fingered whistle. Don't whistle with your like a normal person would whistle with like that. Do the two-fingered, which I can't do. Never have been able to do it. So
tell us a story, Harold. Lord.
Tell you a story. Well, go watch Merle the Bigfoot.
Not right now.
No. Let's see. Do y'all want to hear about my experience with serial killer, or do you want to hear about
I use four fingers.
Yeah. However, just don't do the normal lip whistle, because that's what the its use.
Hey,
Bigfoot
Tonya,
Bigfoot normally does the finger in the mouth whistle.
it won't quit buffering. I am so sorry.
Sorry.
Well, we're glad you made it. Hi, Tonya.
Hey, Tonya. Yeah, Tonya, I was explaining to everybody. I just got rid of the pictures too, but I was explaining to everybody about the ghillie suit and the ghillie doo monster, in Scotland and northern England. So,
That's all right, CRC. I can't either. Yep, it don't work.
yeah, no. If you do go out in the woods, remember, don't whistle the normal mouth whistle, because that will call the wrong thing. Unless if you got your dogs out in the woods and they're they know the lip whistle more than the hand whistle, I would suggest going to using a dog whistle, by purchasing a dog whistle and using that for your dogs.
A rake? Right. Okay.
No, not a rake. A I'm not really gonna say what it is, but the indigenous people call it an it.
They bad.
They're the creatures that at one time were considered to be medicine men, and they got turned into these entities, and now these things roam the earth and they create havoc. Chris, you just reposted the link if anybody wants to come up and talk on screen. Remember, you don't have to show your face. You can stop the camera.
Shoot.
You can stop the camera before we bring you up from backstage. So,
never whistle at night. I paint.
You can whistle. Just use the hand whistle, not the lip whistle. You can like I said, you can use the dog whistle, like Jess does. Arcane Paranormal World, she uses a dog whistle. It's just, some people are on that fine line of brave or being a little crazy doing the mouth whistle out in the woods. But if you're wanting to get one on camera, then that's the way to do it. But I don't want them hanging around, because I've had a few of them hang around and they're not good. I'd rather just have the Bigfoot and Dogman. More Bigfoot though. Yeah.
Dogman. What'd it do? Dogman.
Yep. Dogman, what'd it do? Oh yeah, the part.
Guess what?
Huh.
We had Squatch dogs for dinner. Squatch dogs.
Squatch dog. The part in the last episode of Merle the Bigfoot, where he introduces everybody to his buddy Dogman. Part where they get introduced to each other, where they're like, "What'd it do?" I did that. It's kind of paid a little homage to our friend LIB, Long Island Bigfoot Mike.
My grandfather was full of grandkids.
Cool.
Okay, I was trying to read it.
Taught the grandkids lots of neat little known things. Well, that's cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
I got told a lot of stories by my grandpa, nothing about cryptids. Because I don't think he really got into that too much. He knew about other things like the paranormal, but that's because we had demons living up in our attic they had to deal with. So he was a little knowledgeable on that, and that's how I learned. That's how I learned about the paranormal. I experienced it as a kid. It's not a way you want to be introduced to something scary.
Justin Arcane said something there.
Yeah, it's are that right there, that word. It's shift into shapes based on skins they take on. If no skins, then skinny, freaky, pale, and dead looking. Yeah. That explains it completely right there. It's our just plain nasty, evil entities that you don't want to run into. They're tricksters. They will fool you into thinking they're something or someone else to get you to go in the woods so that they can steal your soul. Pretty much. You don't want to run into one of them. I have never come face to face with one, and I hope I never do. But I have seen them from a distance, and yeah, they're not pretty to look at.
And Wendigos are the antler wearing freaks.
Yep.
Hey, that's my relative.
Yeah, Wendigos. They're just evil entities, just like an it.
Here you go. There. Grandma Yeti's sitting right here now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Get back up here. There. There. Oh, we can barely see Merle. Sorry, Merle.
Just said that it's not true about Wendigos. Yeah.
When you get
Wendigos. See,
Wendigos.
Wendigos.
I don't think.
I wouldn't want to run into one. I would not want to run into one.
Is that kind of like a goat? No, not a deer man or a moose man.
They're more like they're a giant cannibalistic creature. They
eat me.
Yeah, they eat humans.
I'll protect you.
Yeah, it's I would say it's more of a costume.
Hi, Peggy.
Hey, Peggy.
How are you?
Good to see ya. They look very much like humans and are cannibals. It actually depends on what area. There's different kinds, like there's actually Wendigos in the southern hemisphere, Wendigos in the northern hemisphere. You have ones that are in the tropical climates also. They all appear differently. Yeah, Figgy. This is Grandma Yeti.
Hi.
And back there, that's Merle.
Merle's mute tonight.
Yeah, there was a documented case in Alaska. Amber's right. The Wendigo. What time you have to get the kids?
Well, I'm waiting for Cammy. I'm waiting
yeah.
for Cammy to text me. I love Merle's. Yeah, Merle's cool, isn't he?
Yeah.
We would have Connor here, but he's actually at work, so.
Merle's about to go on an adventure, y'all.
Another one. He's got lots of adventures planned.
Yep.
Yes.
But next episode, he's going on a special adventure. So
you'll have to stay tuned.
Yeah, you have to stay tuned because I'm not going to give it away. But
he gave me an idea, though. What do you guys think of me making a pine cone bird feeder?
Yeah.
So he said a pine cone bird feeder.
For CRJ Designs.
For CRJ Designs.
Merle kind of brought it up in his last episode.
Merle needs to go to school.
He already went to school.
He's a little bit older than that.
He's a young adult. He's already been to Sasquatch school.
So yeah. So he's given me a few ideas. Like I need any more that go around in my brain, but
he actually gave you 2 ideas.
Yeah.
Then you got to do the pine cone reefs.
The pine cone reefs, yeah, that'll be a very interesting. Excuse me, interesting thing come Christmas time.
Yeah, Figgy. Merle's a little bit out of the juvenile stage. He's a young Sasquatch that has just now got out on his own. He has his own cave. He has a dog man living with him.
His roommate. His buddy. Yeah. His bruh.
Which you're going to hear more about in future.
I'm already a fan of Merle. Me too. In more ways than one.
And yes, Merle got his name from...
Stay up there, Merle.
Merle got his name from her. She named him.
Never guess where I got that name from. I want a few of the really big pine cones. The thing is that I have to find pine cones in order to do the idea that came from Merle. I have to find pine cones. And where we live, we don't have pine cones. We have acorns. Where we live, right here, in my backyard.
Right. Yeah, we don't have pine trees, but
pine trees.
There's
we
plenty
have acorns.
around. There's plenty of places we can go to get pine cones.
Yeah, we're a little bit different. We, with the Adventures of Merle, it's not all AI generated. So, where you got your name?
He's named after Merle Haggard.
Merle Haggard.
The heck?
Did I make a funny, Jesse?
Yep, he has his own Sassman cave.
Sassman cave. Yeah.
Yeah, and he lives miles and miles away from his nearest neighbor.
I love small ones. Can mail you some. I can mail you. You have small ones that you can mail me? Cool. Right on. I'll get with you on that one, sure.
Figgy says Merle was my neighbor in Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Sweet. His dad looked like Merle Haggard.
At one time, I dated a cousin of Merle Haggard. Back in the old days, when I was much younger.
I love Merle Haggard too. I stepped away, missed something. What are you doing with pine cones? Romans, have you seen the latest adventure of Merle? The Bigfoot?
Yeah, I watched Merle.
He gave me an idea because he said he saw an idea on my CRJ Designs YouTube Facebook page that I have to come up with now.
Yep.
So I'm gonna attempt to make pinecone bird feeders for
we got Jim coming up.
For my CRJ Designs page.
All right, let's welcome
Merle.
Jim to the stage.
Yeah, Merle, you're not.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Stay up here.
Too hot. Had to turn the AC on today.
Oh, yeah.
Merle is making me mad.
Getting to be that time of year.
Yeah, I wimped out. 85. That's hot enough.
Heck, we've been having our air conditioner on since
Yeah, we've been
into April.
we've been in the 90s quite a bit.
Hi,
so.
Jim.
You would probably like the Merle Fest because it's 3 days of music and camping out.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I would definitely love that. Yeah.
Can I go glamping?
Sure.
Right on.
They got hotels around there. It's in Wilkesboro.
Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I've always wanted to get there.
So I'm glad we got to catch your live a little bit ago there, Jim. That was kind of cool.
Yep.
I was just trying to find out if I was going to be able to do a live with the AC running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Figgy says where? Figgy, he said Wilkesboro.
Yeah. Here in North Carolina.
Yeah. So
you just look up Merle Fest and it'll come up. Merle Fest, North Carolina.
Merle.
Yeah.
You have your own festival in North Carolina, Merle.
It's a pretty big event. I mean, it usually rains that weekend and everybody's camping out in tents. So apparently it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Of course it always rains.
Yep.
I'll put a tent out in the rain. I don't care.
I do.
Yeah, I'm not much on camping in a tent in the rain. I mean, if I had to, I would, but I think I'd prefer a cabin in the rain.
I prefer a camper in the rain. Well, even though I saw, I don't know if it was Facebook or TikTok reel or whatever, but where a Bigfoot was totally ticked off and they started beating the crap out of the side of the camper. Yeah, that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, the little white camper.
Yeah. Merle Haggard, an American icon. Yes, he was.
Now, I'm not 100% sure because it's been some years ago, but the lady that was in charge of MUFON in Tennessee, I believe she was married to Merle Haggard's son.
Really?
Yes. And he is active in Nashville, in music, and has his own band. He's close to my age, so he's been around a day or two.
Yeah, so you're talking about the older son, right?
Yeah, I would guess. I don't know. I know very little about country music.
Well, his son Ben Haggard is not very, probably my age.
Yeah.
Sounds just like him.
Mm-hmm. All those boys sound like their daddy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And been meaning to ask you for weeks, but just didn't have the opportunity. What would be really huge, and I'm not talking about a big crow or a big buzzard. I'm talking about much bigger than the buzzard. Jet black and flying through trees. Not over the trees, through the trees, in between them.
Kind of like a pterodactyl?
All I saw was black, wings flap, and it was gone.
Did you notice any feathers?
Kind of hard to tell. Happened pretty quick. I just caught a short glimpse, but it was
Did you
huge.
happen to notice any shaping of the wings?
Nope, through the trees, and it was a profile view. I didn't see the neck or the head. I saw the body, and again, it was huge.
Dang.
Could have been some kind of owl.
I've been to over Pilot Mountain hiking there, and they have a display that is life size wingspan of the local birds,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them's probably about 5 or 6 foot,
Wow.
wingspan,
Yeah.
and it was bigger than that. I mean, it was huge because it was at a distance, and I mean, it just really caught my attention.
Did you get a
But
picture of it?
no, it was so quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I just barely saw it.
Nice.
When
I
I
mean,
when I was in my mid-20s, me and my dad were standing in our backyard. It was probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my dad was looking towards the back of the yard, and I was facing and looking over the roof, and I saw. Uh, I didn't see anything fly and land in the tree, but I saw a huge bird wing come out of the stretch out from the edge of the tree, and then it brought its wing back in, and the wingspan on that one wing, probably a good 15 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was gray feathers, on the outer side, and then they were black on the inside.
No,
And
this was jet black everywhere.
it's like I've never seen any bird with that kind of wingspan. Um, so yeah, what you saw was probably something very rare.
It was uh and what got me was like I said, it's flying between the trees, and it disappeared behind the foliage. I didn't hear any wing flaps. I didn't hear any landing. Didn't hear any noise. It was just silence.
wow.
Could have been a large hawk.
It was this was bigger than any hawk around here.
Well, I
The
mean, have you seen footage online of the giant bald eagle that someone took pictures of?
Nah.
It was about 3 times as big as a regular bald eagle. So it had
Wow.
a massive wingspan.
Well, I guess anything's possible, but it was just weird.
She
And
has
for the
to.
after that, for the next few days, I would just catch a glimpse of something jet black flying out the corner of my eye, but I never got turned fast enough to see size or anything. It was just that glimpse.
Yeah.
I have to go get Kim.
Belinda says I saw 2 pterodactyl looking birds flying perch in the forest next to me. They sounded demonic and was jet black too. My neighbor even saw them and came over. Wow.
Yeah, this was weeks ago. Next time I go up to Pilot Mountain, I'll take a picture of that display so you can see it.
Okay.
It might be in the video hiking around Pilot Mountain. Probably is, but
Oh yeah.
I couldn't tell you a timestamp.
Grandma Yeti fell.
Grandma Getty's been hitting the bottle.
Merle kind of looks like he could be related to Einstein, or he's been French kissing an outlet.
Yeah, he needs brushed.
I tried to fluff his hair before it came out here. All right, y'all. I'll be right back.
But
Thanks for the warning.
Thanks, Jim.
He's a Sooners fan.
Boomer.
But that's the only weird thing that's occurred around me. The nice things happening lately is I've seen a lot of deer.
Hey,
I got stuck waiting on traffic going up to the mountain the other day, and I had to sit for 5 minutes waiting for the escort truck to come and take you. It was probably about 3 miles. They had the road closed down to one lane, so I turned my camera off because I video driving places. And don't you know, I forgot to turn it back on. I get up on top of the mountain, and there in the crossroads, in the middle of the crossroads, is a doe.
Oh yeah. Cool. I haven't seen any deer around here lately, which is weird because where we live, there's a lot of deer. So they've been a little sparse lately.
Yep.
But probably because of the flooding.
And they're really chowing down on the persimmons. I've got a persimmon tree that's in the backyard, and they've been down there chowing down just about every day this week.
Sassy. Sorry.
That's okay. Puppies happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these dogs like to make a lot of noise at night because there's always somebody running in and out the door.
So how's Connor doing in the new job? Is it as much fun as you thought it would be?
Apparently he likes it pretty good, and he likes the schedule. He works basically 3 to 10. 3 to 10 days.
So he's got second shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great hours.
And the only thing he has to do is 10 register. So.
Yeah, that can be a headache sometimes, though. But hopefully, he won't get too many of those.
But he's a people person, so he deals with a lot of people face to face, and he likes it.
Just trying to catch up on some of the stuff in chat, make sure I didn't miss any questions.
Yeah,
not that they would be.
About 4 years ago and twice yearly since, they snapped their huge beaks and grunt like a wild boar, peak on their head. Huge. Oh, she's talking about the pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I see something for more than a second or two, trust me, one of my first thoughts is get the camera.
Yeah, Belinda, if you see him again, you should try to get pictures because I know a couple reports here in Oklahoma of pterodactyl, mainly in like northeastern Oklahoma. I know one guy was a researcher. He saw it when he was driving to one of his research areas. The other one was another person that same man talked to up in northeastern Oklahoma. Sassy. Yeah, let's see. Catch up here in chat. Nope, we are caught up.
Yeah, I think we stayed on top of it pretty good.
Yeah. Sassy.
Wants your attention.
And she's mad because Colton went out the door. So now mommy and daddy are both not home and she's upset.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. She won't stop until they get home. Romans says, Belinda, how much of New Zealand is uninhabited by people? Yeah, that's a good question. I know there's a lot of New Zealand that is still pretty wild with jungle.
Yeah, I think there's some pretty big areas that are not inhabited.
Yeah.
New Zealand handles things pretty differently from how we do here in the States.
Yeah, Belinda says around 60% plus, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I saw an interesting tidbit of information the other day. Like 80% of the population of the United States lives east of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kind of blew me away. But then I got to thinking about it. You know, states like Wyoming, we probably got cities with more people than the whole state of Wyoming.
Right. Yeah, I saw that where they said Wyoming actually has the least is the least populated state. You
I
would
think
think
they
it,
have more. Don't they have more cows than people?
yeah. Yeah, you would think it'd be someplace like Alaska, but Alaska actually has quite a few more residents than Wyoming. Alaska is like somewhere in the 730,000, and I think Wyoming they said it was somewhere around almost 400,000. So yeah,
I'd like to visit Alaska once.
yeah, me too. I'd actually like to take a cruise up there and see Alaska from a cruise ship. Actually,
I agree with that as long as the captain is well known to me and I know that he knows what he's doing.
yeah,
Some of them get a little too close to those, the big chunks of ice breaking off.
yeah. The chunks of icebergs that have gone rogue. Yeah,
And if you're there when they break off, I mean, they can do a little bit of damage at that point too.
yeah, yeah. You have the bays that freeze over when those start to thaw out and they break off. Yeah, yeah. That's when they don't recommend you take a boat out there because it's really dangerous. But um, I don't really want to take a plane. But once you get to Alaska, if you want to go to certain parts, you do have to fly. So
Yeah. And the last I heard, Alaska does not allow you to have alcohol on a plane.
right. I can understand why.
Yeah, because I mean, there's just too much of a chance of something going wrong in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. Although if the plane was to go down and there was alcohol on board and it didn't break open or anything, it would come in handy a little bit. But yeah, you'd have something that would kind of keep you warm. Because
Sharon,
take it
got
from the
take it from what?
take it from the Russians. They know a little bit about staying warm in the wintertime.
That's true too.
Yep.
Sharon Guy wanted to know. She was asking CRJ when is that going to be, and I must have missed something.
When is what going to be? Yeah.
Oh, the honeymoon. Yeah, the girls are asking about the honeymoon.
Honeymoon for.
I guess you guys.
Hey, we haven't even got married yet.
They're just looking forward. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you guys aren't changing your mind about coming to Eastern Tennessee, have you?
We've discussed it somewhat.
Western North Carolina would be better, but Eastern Tennessee is close enough.
Yeah. Well, you can still go through Tennessee to get there. So.
Jess is laughing at you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Honeymoon comes after the wedding, y'all. What we're still planning on getting married in November, but if finances say otherwise, then we'll have to put it off a little bit. But still planning on it.
Some November traveling over the mountain can be a little weather dependent.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I don't think we would go on our honeymoon until the warmer months. But we can have a mini honeymoon before then. Kind of keep that local.
She said you wanted to go on a cruise. I'm getting mixed messages here.
Yeah, wedding first, LOL. No, I said I'd like to go on a cruise someday to Alaska, but I'd also like to go to Australia someday. But
I wanted to go when I was in my 20s. They had some. Now this was a long time ago, but you had to get the visa to visit the country, and you had to send them your return airline ticket, and they held it until the day you were supposed to leave, and then they give it to you.
Yeah.
To make sure that when you said you was leaving, you actually left.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're really strict on that. It's like you have to state exactly when you're going to be leaving.
And I think the airplane ride was going to be like 20 some hours.
Yeah. I looked into it, and it's actually just over 23 hours. Just over 23 hours, and last I checked, it was nearly $2,500 one way. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
International travel's not as much fun as it used to be.
No.
Well, flying from state to state's not as much. Well, it's not any fun, really.
Yeah, I prefer going on the ground on wheels on the ground.
Yep. I used to enjoy driving a whole lot more than I do these days, but I mean, used to it was nothing for me to crawl on the motorcycle and ride for 4 hours to eat lunch and turn around and come back home.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my mom and dad liked to travel, so we'd drive from Washington, Iowa, which is on the eastern side, southeastern side of Iowa, all the way out to California, and then down to Texas, and then back to California, and then back to Iowa. We did that quite a bit. So got to see quite a bit. Been through just about all of Colorado, all of Arizona, all of Nevada, a little bit of Utah. I'd like to go a little bit further into Utah sometime, because I kind of like what I see when it comes to the wilderness out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really diverse, a lot like Oklahoma. You've got all different kinds of climate through there. Oklahoma's has a little bit more uh, balance in the climates, and we go from one end of the state to the other and experience every single climate in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except for snow. I mean, we have to wait till wintertime for that, but um, thank goodness we don't have any place like Siberia.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it getting quite that cold here.
No,
But
not yet, anyways.
when I was working in Tennessee and the housing market was not good, it took me forever to sell my house here in North Carolina. I had to come back, and when I come I-81, I traveled that way most of the time. If it was in the wintertime, before I hit the state line of Tennessee and Virginia, I'd usually run into snow.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was younger, you didn't dare plan to drive anywhere long distance if you were in Iowa, Illinois, Nebraska, any of those states, because that snow, um, it was just like, I mean, you're basically living in Canada. Um, you get up that way, so the wintertime, there's no difference between those upper states and all of Canada when it comes to snowfall.
Yeah.
Uh, it was common to have 10 feet of snow on any given day during the wintertime, especially where I'm from. It's kind of low lying, so uh, it's mostly prairie. There's like very little rolling hills, even. So when the snow fell, it was like just pile up and pile up. You know, having to walk to school every day during the school year with snow up to here.
That was fun.
Oh yeah, 3 miles,
What, was it uphill both ways?
pretty much. Felt like it. But no, being a kid, I'm what, barely 4 feet tall, and having that snow all the way up to here, and you know after the first couple years you're doing that, you learn, you're sweeping as you're walking, so that you
Yeah.
don't, and every step is a ginger step because you don't know if it's gonna.
Have a drop off or not.
Mm-hmm.
Grace says her home is Tennessee. Grace, I lived outside of Knoxville for about 5 years. What part of Tennessee you in? She said, and you walk through the snow with no shoes.
Uh-huh. Well, luckily I had shoes, but um, when I get home, I would go outside and take my shoes off and play out in the snow that way. But um, always had snow boots. My mom and dad were like, "Don't forget your snow boots." And having to dress up like the little kid in Christmas Story, where he's got that suit on. He's like, "I can't move."
Look like a little starfish.
Yeah. Those suits are literally like that for the little kids. They're so stiff when you first get them, and you have to wear them for a while before you can actually move in them. So, like my grandma would buy us those, and she'd be like, just wear it for a little bit, break it in.
Jess, if you got to plan a solo vacation, maybe you shouldn't tie the knot to start with. Not with that person. There's all kinds of conversations going on in chat.
Yep. Let's see. Oh my goodness, the dog stopped barking. Ravens have a wingspan of about 4.5 feet. Yeah. Some of them get pretty big. I saw a huge raven the other day when we were driving out in the country. He was sitting on top of a fence post, and he was probably from the top of my head down to about right here. Pretty big. That's a pretty big raven. Didn't see his beak at first, and then he turned his head before we could drive. We were driving by pretty fast, so it was like he turned his head because I guess he heard us. Right, he turned his head, and that beak was good sized beak too. I was like watching intently to see if he'd fly off, because I'd be like, but he just sat on top of that fence post and just turned his head and watched us.
That puppy's really upset for a long time, holding a grudge.
Yeah.
You'll have to give him something for laryngitis or whatever dogs get.
I'd give her something to chew on, but she'd probably have it done in like a minute.
Got that, Jess. I used to try to get people to come along with me and everything, and plan trips and this and that, and finally I just got tired of it, and I just go.
Oh, they must be home.
Well, if I wait on other people, they got the tomorrow syndrome. Oh, that's local. We'll do that tomorrow. Oh no, that's local. Something come up. We'll go tomorrow. We'll go next week. And then they never get around to doing it.
Yep, that happens quite a bit. Happens to me a lot where I'm like really wanting to go somewhere, and a lot of times where you go, it's more fun having somebody along with you.
Yeah.
And
like taking a cruise. Cruises are made for 2 or more people, period.
Sassy.
And I'm not sharing one of those cabins. I don't care how big or small it is. I'm not sharing it with somebody that I don't know.
Right. Nope. You never want to do that. It's kind of the same when you go camping. It's like you show up and there's nobody around. You set up camp, and then all of a sudden you've got somebody over here.
Yep.
It's like, oh.
The strangest thing is, if I go into a restaurant and it's empty, I tell them, I say, I apologize, but you're about to get overrun. And they go, what are you talking about? I said, I come in and you're empty. Trust me, everybody's going to follow me in here. And 5 or 10 minutes, place is packed. Don't know how it happens. Don't know why it happens, but it happens.
Yeah. Unless you go somewhere where it's kind of off season, like when I first moved up here to Oklahoma, staying out in the wildlife refuge, me and my parents, we had to stay out there for 4 months before we found a place in town. So it was during their off season. So we were alone out in the campgrounds for most of those months, which I thoroughly enjoyed it because I could go anywhere I wanted without being bothered by anyone and having all kinds of good fishing days because the animals loved it. I'd be fishing and I'd have a whole mess of deer come up in the morning. I'm like leaning down next to the bank of the lake that I like to fish at, and I'm trying to do some accurate casts into the cattails and all that, and the deer would come up behind me. The same group of deer every morning come up behind me, and the alpha would come up, always stick his head over my shoulder, and he'd just be sniffing away and kind of trying to smell what I'm using, because I'm using liver, trying to get those catfish. And I'd be like, I'd slowly be like, that's what I'm using. Sniff, never once did it get scared, because I knew to do the least amount of movement as possible, because I don't want to get stuck by no deer antler. Because at that time he had some big points, and he'd be sticking his head over my shoulder just enough to where his nose would stick over, and he'd be and then he got familiar with my voice, and when I tell him, okay, that's enough, I'm gonna get up now, he'd slowly back up and just stand there and just, watch me. And the other deer started coming around, so then I'm like, okay, now I know what I gotta do. I gotta bring treats for everybody.
Even the deer around here that are used to people wouldn't get that close.
Yeah. Well, I think that they saw that I wasn't a threat because I was there every single morning. They would also be around the campsite, because right in the center of the refuge is a big clearing, and the herds of buffalo would come in there every single morning and be out there eating the grass and everything. So there's like 300 buffalo that were roaming all around there, and the campgrounds are on the outskirts of that clearing. So you standing there, like my dad would take our little dog and take her for her morning walk, and what she liked to do, she liked to sit and watch the buffalo. So she'd sit there and just watch the buffalo, not bark at them or nothing. She'd just sit and watch. And then the young buffalo would come up and around and get curious and start sniffing. They'd actually come up close enough to where we didn't have a choice. We had to stand there and be still and be like, okay, what if the alpha buffalo decides to come over here and be like, nope. But no, the alpha buffalo was like, okay, they're not a threat because they've been here every morning. But then you start getting people coming in when it gets around the busy season. People start coming in and they see those buffalo, and oh my God, it was crazy, because there'd be people running up to us to be like, did you see that? Like a young buffalo comes up to my dad and starts licking his ear, right? was one of the buffalo that was familiar with us. And this one guy out there camping, he runs up, oh my goodness, did you see that? And the buffalo's running off, right? And he's like, that you could have reached out and pet that buffalo. And my dad's like, yeah. And that guy looks up and starts running. He goes, wait a minute, come back, I want to pet you.
Ugh.
I'm like, idiot.
No.
Don't pet the curly cows.
People get some weird ideas of what they can do with wild animals.
Yeah. Is it same as the longhorn? I see people trying to go up to the longhorn and like they're like, it's just a cow. Like, no, it's not just a cow. It's wild. The longhorn and the refuge are not just cows.
Jeez.
They stay in a pen at night like normal cows, but during the day they're let loose out in the woods and they're allowed to go anywhere they want. So they're a little mean. You try to tell people that, and they're like, oh, it's just a cow. No.
Anything that big that is an animal can accidentally hurt you seriously, let alone intentionally.
Yeah, all the time. We'd get visited by the park ranger that ran the campsite every day. He'd come up and check on us, and he would tell us stories of what went on during the day. A lot of buffalo attacks, a lot of people getting rammed by a steer. One person got gored by one. And of course, people getting too close to the bobcats. And,
Miss Figgy says she got charged by a buffalo.
yeah. I never once got squared up by any of those buffalo that were out there, but me, I was raised around cattle, so knowing that the buffalo, they're a little bit more wild than a cow. So, but same demeanor when it comes to protecting their young. So, I don't know, Figgy, if the buffalo that you got charged by was it protecting its young, or maybe it was just an angry buffalo.
Hi.
That dog.
Welcome back.
I know. I heard. I've been trying to be in the chat.
Me and Harold was too busy talking to read anything you typed in chat.
That's fine. I'm glad. Thank you, Melinda. Nope. Sorry, Merle. I just punched Merle in the face, y'all. Woohoo! Sorry.
Well, everybody out there in chat, hello. Great to see you. And I'm going to go join everybody back in chat now that you've got CRJ back.
Well, you don't have to leave.
I know I don't have to. unless you got a specific question, I want to go back into chat.
No. I don't think so.
Well, I appreciate you guys and everybody in chat. Y'all take care.
Yeah, you take care, Jim.
Hi, Michael Haywood. Michael Haywood. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Figgy said
No
said
man
yes.
is run away path.
Figgy said she got charged by a buffalo.
You're not supposed to pet the curly cows. Ugh, I'm exhausted.
Merle's gonna make his dinner now.
Well, he's okay back there for right now. I kind of almost punched him in the face. Didn't mean to.
Yeah.
He was trying to fall.
If you follow his journal, he's already been out scavenging for food and got some goat's milk.
Squatch dogs.
And probably went and bought some more squash dogs.
And beans.
Yeah. And beans.
I didn't see the baby calf in the area. Mama was close to, or Mama chased me.
Oh, yeah.
If not friendly, why fluffy? No, not fluffy, curly. Yeah, Jim, thanks for being in the the co-host.
Yeah.
While I was gone. That's cool.
Always great having you up here, Jim.
Well, since the $1 million question was when are we going on our honeymoon in the thing way back in 30 minutes ago, and when we're going to get married and all that stuff, when we have the money.
That's exactly what I said.
And then you said something about an Alaskan cruise.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't say
okay
for the honeymoon.
And I said, honeymoon question mark, meaning, is that a possibility? I mean, I'd love to go to see the Alaskan mountains and all that stuff from
until we see the price tag.
Yeah. And keep in mind that I've never been on a boat. Never been on a cruise boat. Never been in a sailboat. Never been in a bass boat. I don't know how to swim, so it's a fear. And I probably would end up getting seasick. Just saying. Never flown a day in my life. Yeah. So, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
nothing really special about flying. You're up
lots
really,
of
really
cryptids
high.
in Alaska. I know.
Yep.
Mountains, too.
Cryptids in the mountains. Bears.
Whales. I'm going to see a whale.
Michael Haywood.
Michael Haywood. Hey, Michael, did you catch anything? Or did you catch anything today?
Mm-hmm.
My cousin used to show St. Bernard.
St. Bernards in the 80s.
St. Bernards.
Cool.
Oh, St. Bernards are beautiful. I like Huskies better, though. That's my...
Yeah.
If I had a dog, or if I had a choice of a dog, it would be a Husky.
I like St. Bernards.
Seasickness is not pleasant. Give me a hangover any day. I've had those in my life, so get Dramamine for the seasickness. If y'all go, I have a contact person for you. Really? Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, keep that in mind.
Michael Haywood said, "No fishing today. Work is cramping my style." Yep.
Work's always cramping my style.
Work always ruins it.
We actually, I don't know, was it last Wednesday when I said that we actually went to Walmart looking at fishing stuff? I can't remember. Yeah. So we actually went to Walmart, and he went to get sunglasses in the fishing aisle. And so we were walking around looking at things, and
you don't have to spend a whole paycheck on a pair of sunglasses, y'all. Walmart special, $4.99.
For something, yeah.
Completely UV protected.
In the fishing aisle.
Yep. Just go to the fishing aisle.
But anyway, we were looking at fishing poles and rods and reels and the bait and the hooks and bobbers and all that stuff. And I mentioned, I said I would like to get us a fishing pole. Get me one, because I don't have one. Even though he has a couple of them. So it's not like if we were to go fishing, I wouldn't have a pole already. Or rod and reel. Because he's got two of them. And I was like, teasing with him.
Oh, I got more in storage.
I know, but I was teasing with him. I said, "Oh, look, it's so cute. It's pink and all that stuff." And he goes, "Pink?" I said, "I'm teasing." And I said, he goes, "This is all really what you need." And it was, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway.
I pointed out the lures.
Okay. Well, no. I meant the rod. The $10 rod or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's like the Zebcos. If you're gonna go fishing for dinner, just get a Zebco. Just get a small bait casting reel. But if you're gonna do more serious fishing, then that's when you upgrade to your open reels.
I just wanted a pink little My Little Pony one. It's got the little fishy on it already. But anyhoozle, he told me that I needed a more fancier fishing tackle box. And he said, we're going to go to Bass Pro Shop. I said, I don't need nothing fancy. Okay, back to the figgy. What he shows notice because, what did it say? And set up a tent. Bigfoot's right behind them. The notice because I sent the picture of the Bigfoot circle. Oh, Lord. Okay. But, so yeah. So we could possibly go fishing very soon. Because we were talking about it.
Yeah, it's about time to go fishing.
Yes, I know. You've been only talking about it for months.
Yeah, like when I was pointing out to you in Walmart, you were looking at those lures.
Those little fancy little things.
Little grub lures. And I was like, nope, this is where you need to focus. If you're doing lure fishing, you've got your spoons, you've got your
the little twisty things that has the little fly looking thing on it. Your
spoons, your spinners, your crankbaits.
Merle, are you drunk, bro? You're not supposed to be taking Dogman's advice.
Just especially here in Oklahoma. You get spoons, spinners, crankbaits, you're set.
I want a stink bait. Stink bait.
If you're gonna go fishing for a specific type of fish, then you move over to your plastics.
Anywho,
yeah.
Thought I'd just share a little story. Because it was a date night at Walmart.
If you're doing bass fishing, you got your plastics, you got your crawdads.
I want to go noodling.
Yeah, you got your crawdads, you got your frogs, you got your crickets.
I think we should get a hold of Flower Child and go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
The twisty things with the shaking my head. Hey, shush, Jess. I don't know the fishing terminology. I just know I'm going to go fishing or catching.
She likes the little twisty things where it's got the head weight with the eyeballs, so and then you got the little fur that pops out, and then you put the grub on it on the hook. Yeah.
I saw what looked like a little plastic worm, but it looked like a boomer sooner worm. It was maroon and without me. Merle went sipping on vodka without me. What the heck? Without me. Arcade, you know what?
It's the Yeti in him.
Do you at least bait your own hook? Unhook your own catch? I could probably bait my own hook, but I'm not taking the fish off my hook.
No,
that's what where I
come in. I did show her at Walmart. I showed her a hook wrench. So I was like, "This is what you use to take the fish off the hook." Like,
and the pliers to take.
Do I still have to touch the fish?
I just want to pick it up and maybe kind of hold it like they do, like for Jimmy Houston, and kiss the fish and let it go.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe, or put it in the live well so we
Then
can
I
eat
can
it.
see you going, "Ew."
Thanks. Flyers, yes. See? Police stopped me and asked for my green card. I gave them my fishing Oklahoma card. Mr. L, hello. How are you
Mr. L.
tonight? I've had a bunch of good tackle and poles.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, we're talking about fish now.
Mr. L, what's your favorite kind of rod and reel to use? I like the as far as poles, I like ugly sticks. Reels, any open face bait casting is my favorite.
Did he say your idea looks fishy? But
Yeah.
so the plan is to maybe go fishing here very soon. We actually have to update Harold's ID.
Yep.
Before he can go fishing, or before we can buy him a fishing license.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Links in the chat if anybody else wants to come up and say, "Hey."
Anyway, so yeah, I think Michael Haywood should come up and talk about fishing. That'd be fun. Open reel.
Open reel.
Arcane said.
Arcane. Yeah.
Bait casters. Well, okay.
Question
Saints
for Jess.
rod.
Jess, when you use your open reel, do you have it facing up or down?
Is that the one that you flip, and then when you go to release it, you let your thumb off of it?
That's the most popular kind of open reel.
That's an open reel, right? Not
Yeah.
with the button that you.
Right.
Okay.
So open reel is you have the spool exposed.
Yeah, and then it has that little, what I call wirely looking thing.
Everything.
She said up.
Up. Yeah, because there's a debate, and since the beginning of time, half the people use it facing up and half the people use it facing down. Now, what they don't tell you is fresh water is mainly used facing upward. Salt water, on the other hand, you face it downward. That's why there's some people that use it facing up, some people use it facing down. Now, some people have a preference, but there's actually some logic to it, some science to it. Freshwater facing up, most of your freshwater fish tend to not go deep all the time. They tend to go outward. So if you have the open reel facing up, your line has less stress when it's going out. If you have it facing down, it's less stress on your rod and reel because the fish tend to go deep. Just a little known fact, but that's why I try to tell people when they're like, well, I use mine facing upward, and I'm like, well, okay, what do you do? Do you fish saltwater or freshwater? Like,
Jessie would be fresh.
Yeah. Of course, she does have access to the salt lakes too. She just has to travel a little ways.
You mean the Great Lakes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some salt lakes up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to go to Minnesota.
But yeah, down growing up in South Texas,
I've only fished fresh fish.
Yeah. Growing up in South Texas, it was mostly salt water. Even the freshwater lakes weren't really freshwater. They had salt content because getting ocean shrimp
Hey,
in your
hang on.
fresh water.
Stay up there, Merle. Oh, Merle just
Huh.
look what Cat just said.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Yay, cat!
My son gets a job. My future daughter gets a job. My daughter has a job. I'll be rolling in the money. Woohoo!
Jim says Miss Piggy was catch and release.
What? Miss?
She showed, instead of showing her green card,
Oh yeah, I
she
get
showed
it.
her fishing license.
5 boys, and I was the only girl. Just imagine, Lord. Oh, so sorry for Figgy. Congratulations, Cat! Yay! Geez, you and Carter will both be rolling in the money, and then it won't be long, and then you move away from me. Speaking of Connor, okay, it's 9:45. Okay.
Yeah, almost time.
Um,
Got 15 minutes. Anybody want to come up and join us in the
You don't
last
have to click
15?
on-
I always do
Babe.
anyways.
all you have to do is enter it.
Right.
Okay,
Links in the chat. You want to come up and say hey?
I'll show you. Let go.
Elder Medicine Bear Claw.
Okay.
Tonsi.
See,
Good to
all
see
you
you.
have to do is that. Okay. Hi, Ramona. I saw her.
Yeah, see, Ramona, we got
That's Merle.
special guest
Well,
and
Grandma Yeti.
Grandma Yeti.
Will you stay up there? I'm gonna have to duct tape his there. Sorry, I was sleeping. I passed out. Hi, everybody. Hey, Michael Haywood.
No, figure we all know that. You're
Lake Michigan, north of me.
Dick Whitmore.
Hello,
Good to see ya.
Dick Whitmore.
Welcome to Bigfoot and Stuff. Yep, got about 14 minutes left. Anybody wants to come up and join us in the chat? We can talk to this one right here.
I like bass fishing. Go.
Yeah, the one back here, he's been really silent. He's like, I do enough talking in my journals.
DW. I like that. DW. Mr. L made me a believer in Bigfoot and all that. Whoop. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet that police officer was embarrassed. Believe me, I grew up in South Texas. I had a lot of friends that got hassled all the time by the police just because of the color of their skin. Not a good thing.
He should have been, yeah.
You know, the country was founded on the backs of immigrants that came in and shed blood, sweat, and tears for what we have today. So,
Well, that police officer wasn't doing his job very well if he didn't know a Puerto Rican was a U.S. citizen. Sorry.
Yeah.
My question is the OK fishing license colored green. It has to be a question for Figgy. I guess I don't know what color an Oklahoma fishing license is.
No, I don't believe they're green. I actually haven't gotten an Oklahoma fishing license. That's how long it's been. Because
That means we need to go fish.
when we first moved to Oklahoma, living in the wildlife refuge, they actually allowed me to go fishing without a license because we were basically homeless, living in a tent and in a van. So they gave me permission to hunt and fish on the land without a license. They don't do that for everybody, but they do for us.
She stole the show.
Mm-hmm.
She blocked me.
Yep. I guess she's not used to being in front of the camera, and now she really likes it.
That's fine. Even though I can't read chat. How are you supposed to say hi to people if I can't read it? Grandma Yeti.
Yeah. Jesse says, because asking for a green card and giving her fishing license. If it was me, I would have peed my pants laughing so hard. Figgy says in the old days it was green.
Songa was
Fishing
on
license.
here. He was?
It was?
He didn't say hi or anything.
I didn't see him in the chat, but if he was, tell him I'm sorry we missed him. It would have been cool to have him come up and say hey. Just like in the old days, us talking about cryptids.
I know. Oh, wait. I might have to go get CJ here in a few minutes.
And Figgy says if you bought it at Walmart, it was green.
Where else would we buy them?
Yeah, around here. It's like the only place to buy it.
You Biggie. You Biggie, I heard. Or did I hear wrong? Biggie wasn't on here. It was Jim.
Yeah, Jim was up here. Jim was up here talking on camera. But no, I didn't see Biggie in the chat even. I would have said, hey.
Hey, Jim, have you had any Dr. Pepper lately?
Yeah, I don't have Dr. Pepper today. I have tea.
Yeah, me too. Oh, maybe I should leave now so we'll get us a Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take the change. Jim said he just finished one.
We have to figure out how to keep Merle up there.
Here, let me see Merle. Oh. There we go. He said he has both regular and blackberry in the fridge. Yeah. No. Being attacked by Bigfoot.
Okay, guys, I have to go get Connor.
Just as Gorilla Tape should do it.
She's funny. She's funny. All right. Well, if I don't get back before the show's over, you guys have a good night.
Yep.
Love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. I have to go get CJ. Now that he's got a job, keeps me on my toes. So I hope you guys have a great night and see you next weekend.
Yeah, we haven't seen Biggie up here.
Okay.
Like I said, if I'd have seen him, I would have said, hey. I would have invited him to come up and talk. Yeah, we've got about 6 minutes left if anybody wants to come up and say hey. Links in the chat. You don't have to show your face. You can stop the camera. But yeah, I probably won't have a Jim, Uber. You know how hard it is to get Uber out here in the country. It's pretty hard. But yeah, probably won't have an episode of Merle the Sasquatch, or Merle the Bigfoot, I should say, till this next week. It takes me a while to write it and then to edit. So, but when I do come out with the next episode, I think y'all all like it. I've already got it planned out, and Merle's going to be going on an adventure. Probably not in the next episode, but the one after that, he'll tell about it. Belinda says, I'm too shy. I can't squeeze nothing in 6 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can come up and just say hey to everybody.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Introduce yourself to people that don't know you and say hey, and then help me close out the show. Yeah, Pink, can't wait to see it. Yeah, I'm having fun writing it. I do use AI for the pictures, but everything else is pretty much written by me. I'm not gonna pay for the use of the VO3 to make those viral videos like the Bigfoots, because that's just ridiculous. So I'm just sticking to the old format, still pictures and written words with voiceover. Jim says interview part 4 will host Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, y'all go check out Jim's Camera at Dawn on YouTube. Catch him when he's on. It's always fun to see what he's got going on. Yeah, go check that out. And then don't forget to check out Merle the Bigfoot and the Adventures of Merle. Just first video is 3 minutes long. Second video is about 5 minutes long. So I figure 5 minutes is well enough. It takes a long time to write a 5-minute video, though. I'll tell you now. Yeah, have a good night, Flower Child. Good to see you in here. Jim, Pink, Belinda, Sharon Guy, Amber, Michael Haywood, Figgy. Great to see y'all in here. I guess we'll close out the show. So y'all remember, catch us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll most of the time will be me and Christy. Sometimes it'll be me and Connor. And then I don't have any special guests lined up right now, but I will in the future. But y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there. If you're going to go out in the woods, be very aware of your surroundings, and take plenty of water because it's getting hotter out there. And make sure you got your flashlight. Make sure you got extra batteries. Make sure you got some form of protection. Bear spray, pepper spray, whether you carry a knife or a pew pew. Just make sure you stay well protected. And till then, y'all take care. We'll see you. Probably see most of y'all tomorrow night. But those of you that we don't see until Wednesdays, we'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central. Y'all take care and keep squatching. Good night, everybody.
Music fills the air, echoing through the night. Heavy footsteps in the background, shadows taking flight. Searching for cryptids in the dark we roam. Whisper O.C.S.T, calling them home. Lost in the wilderness, chasing the